Good evening. Good evening. Back again, another day, another dollar, another live stream. Uh, I'll just have to give it a few minutes, wait and see what it's like with numbers. Um, I was thinking doing one around 8 or 9 would have been the best time to do it. But where people, it is summer, people might be out, or things. It's been chucking down the rain today. It hasn't been great in Aberdeen, but it's just, typical unpredictable weather that you get up here in England. Um, but I'm going to just give it a few minutes, see what it's like for numbers, and I'll do what I usually do: get the link sent out on Twitter. That sometimes will get the numbers up. And one of the main talking points, this hashtag boycott Costa Coffee, so that might get the numbers up a little bit. So just 1 second. So there we go. Link sent out. I might just give it a few minutes, see how we are for numbers, and just maybe get the numbers up because that was one of the main things. I wasn't even really planning on speaking about this, but then it came up on my Twitter feed: boycott Costa Coffee. Hi, Cara. Hello. Evening. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. But this wasn't one of the things I was planning on talking about, boycott Costa Coffee, but it just happened to come up on my Twitter feed, and I was thinking, oh, here we go. Like, I had it in my mind before I even clicked on it. Okay, they've gone and done something woke. They've gone and, maybe done something similar to, what Starbucks were doing back, 6, 7 years ago about trying to guilt trip white people about racism. Or, that maybe somebody got fired from Costa because they misgendered someone trans, and then the person made a big stink about it. I don't know. But then I clicked on it. So I clicked on boycott, boycott Costa Coffee. And so what it is that there's a picture, and I don't know, this might have been one that was like outside. It's a Costa Express. So I guess Costa Express is like one of your more smaller Costas, right? It's not like your, I guess it's similar to what Tesco is, Tesco Express. Like it's like the smaller Tesco that you would have, like, by the petrol station, right? Costa Express maybe be nearby one. I don't know exactly where they're all placed. I tend to just go to the bigger Costas when I'm there. But what it is, there's this character. The character's got blue hair, because it's typical. All you got to be inclusive, right? By having these strange color hair, color of hair. Don't want to offend people with these rainbow cut haired, people, and the person, you see the marks at their chest area. So it's clearly it's somebody who's been trans woman, trans girl, it's become a boy, and they've had their breasts removed, and you see the marks, and that's the character. So they have their shirt off. They're like in these swimming shorts. It looks like they're surfing, and they've got up at their, and then it's like they're as if they've got the Costa cup there in their hand. And I mean, it's a weird photo to begin with, because it's like you've got like this character. It's like, and it's you've kind of almost got like you can just see like a tongue, and then there's two teeth sticking out. Very strange. And one at Bridge of Dawn, is that? Yeah, I've not been up the Bridge of Dawn much, Cara, but so I hope this might just be a thing, though. This might be quite common in these Costa Expresses, though. I hope it's not going to carry on the big Costa chains, because I mean we've got a couple, we have one by Marshall College. There was you complex that was built There's one also in Union Square. There's probably a couple others around town as well. Um, and I would Costa Gore, I would say I'd like Costa more because it's not as woke and lefty as freaking Starbucks. But this might be it one that I'm gonna have to boycott now though. Costa with this shit that they're pulling. Yeah, exactly. It is insane. It is insane. And and a lot of people, yeah, they're pissed off about this. And this guy here on Twitter, James Estes, dear Costa, could you kindly explain why you're glorifying irreversible surgery performed on healthy breasts of women for a mental health condition? So Sonia Polton commented on this. I can always count on Sonia to tell it like it is. Abhorrent. Imagine thinking this is a good advertising image for your product. Shameful. And well, this is the thing. They know what they're doing. They're not stupid. And I should have known right away when I saw that boycott Costa Coffee. I think I had it in my mind. It was going to be something like this, like a Bud Light Target situation. And this is it now. It's not just now like America, like with Bud Light and Target in America. This shit gradually will come over here to the UK. And yeah, but a lot of people rightly, are calling this out, and people very pissed off about this, sickening, and there's even other pictures. This was one picture I was actually gonna put as the thumbnail. It's the rainbow flag, but I do have people who I know who are gay. I have a gay cousin. I didn't put it up because I didn't want people getting the wrong idea. Like this is some anti-gay thing. It's not about that. I'm more against the agenda, the radical trans agenda, and the whole thing about putting puberty blockers in young kids. And now it just the mutilation there is clear when you're seeing those marks above the chest area. They know exactly what they're doing, and it's unnecessary. Um, I mean, I remember 5 years ago saying about commenting on something about this lefty person. I can't remember what line of work, but she was talking about what in young toddlers and on puberty blockers, and I just said that this person's evil, and we need to call these people out as evil. They're not the good guys. And now it's like 5 years later, it's like something that most people would agree with and not get in their panties in a twist about. Now that's is kind of seen as a controversial opinion to a lot of people. And that's the kind of thing that, if you're in a very prominent position in the public eye, you could get cancelled over that. You very well could get cancelled over having that opinion. And yeah, it's not good at all. And but, I mean, Costa, that's the thing. I made it a point to I'd usually go to Costa over Starbucks because I didn't think there was as woke as Starbucks. Haven't actually been in a while. I'd either go Costa, I'd either go to Cafe Nero. A couple of times it's been so fucking busy, I'll go to Starbucks now. And Starbucks, I don't know if it's a problem so much here with Starbucks in the UK over the ones in America. The America ones tend to be a bit more woke, and then they're the ones about giving people this stuff to do with racism and blah blah blah. And a lot of it's just this anti-white. That's really what it is between the lines. They don't like white people. But I did actually the past couple of times I've been out, getting a coffee, just having a bite to eat. I ended up actually going to bloody Starbucks. I think I wasn't around Costa. Cafe Nero was too busy, and it's not too bad. It's not that woke. Not the ones here anyway. I mean, it's not the stupid, silly things about having you put your name on the cup and all that. It's like, just like whatever. Just let me get my drink. I can wait a minute or two. I'll get my coffee and I'll have a bite to eat. And this is the thing, for me, there's times where I like to go out and I like to chill on a weekday, and I'll go to a place like Costa. And I think Costa's just a nice enough place, chill, hang out. Just it's I enjoy doing that. But I'm not sure Costa's going to be getting any more of my business anymore after this. Um, but the thing is that Costa started it, but just give it time. Then Starbucks will be next. Then it'll be Cafe Nero. Then it'll be there's There's another big coffee chain there. Sure, we could think of one, but then they'll all be at it, and then at that point, well, I guess you just got to go to the smaller independent people, give them their business, and Christ, they need it more, obviously. Um, but overall, with that stuff, with this boycott Costa thing, let me know. Know your take overall, guys. Any comments? Just give me a shout. Greer Grant, I prefer my coffee without promotional images and mutilated women. Thank you. Boycott Costa Coffee. Just silly stuff. I mean, they have the rainbow flag, and then it's just weird characters. It's like you need to see the photo to believe it. It's like they have a tongue sticking out, and then they've got two bottom teeth. Very weird. And then one person has like violet hair, like shaved that is violet, and another person's like light green hair. Very weird. Covered in bees. It will gradually. It will be a societal norm thing, though. Absolutely. And I'm just also reading here about Costa Coffee. Somebody's saying that don't forget that Costa Coffee is the one who decided to convert the women's toilets into unisex ones, whilst keeping the men's ones as men only. Hmm, interesting. I didn't know about that. Costa customer finds no toilets for women in new cafe. Very weird. So I just wonder though, will this be like a Bud Light thing? Is this all right, Eddie? Sorry, Cara. I knew it would be funny with coming from you. I didn't know I'd quite get the Eddie Izzard reference. All right. Well, Eddie Izzard, being a trans person now, will probably come out and say that all these people complaining about this are transphobic. And just wait, Eddie Izzard, he'll have something to say on this. But from what I know, Eddie Izzard is like, when it comes to trans people out there, he's like one of the less woke people, from what I've heard. Someone called this a Jared Ratner moment because, yeah, Jared Ratner, was he not the guy that was the chief executive of Marks and Spencers? And he admitted that a lot of their products that were like cheaper products, he said that their products were crap, and they lost millions, Marks and Spencers. And anytime you make a big balls up like that in business now, they call it as you doing a Ratner. That's what they call it, as doing a Ratner. Someone said here, this is no different to displaying a girl with an eating disorder vomiting. What were you thinking, Costa Coffee? Yep, they could. I mean, I don't know. It depends. I don't know if a big stink will be made like Bud Light on this, but they could certainly lose a lot of money and a lot of business overall cost on this, though. Oh no, F you, Costa Coffee. You disgust me. Yeah, yeah, he's a totally different person as well. Because when I first saw that thing of him like dressing up as a woman, this was like 2015 time, Cara. And I generally thought when I saw him dressed up as a woman, I think he was like campaigning for Labour, the Labour Party. Was it like that guy Jim? Is it Jim Murphy Murray? And I first thought like is this guy just taking the piss? Like, I thought it was like him trying to dress up as Sturgeon, you know? I didn't realize that this guy was actually serious about transitioning as to a woman. And it's like, hey, nothing wrong with that. Like, whatever works for you, you know? But I didn't think he was like genuine about this. Went political. Yeah, yeah. He's very much a Labour person, isn't he? Richard Tice, I believe he's the leader of the Reform Party. Dear Costa Coffee, this is revolting. Celebrating a woman cutting off her healthy breasts. No money, no more money from me. Go woke, go broke. You say no money for Costa, but just wait. I mean, you got to be prepared. I mean, not like it's a huge sacrifice never to have coffee again from these. I mean, it's all a lot of it's overpriced coffee to begin with. Let's be honest. But if you want to do something a little bit different from your standard coffee that you have at home, and you want to go out, you want to have a latte, and just that thing of going out with people, meeting people, socializing, then yeah, it's fine. But um, just wait though. Bloody Starbucks will be next. I'll tell you that much. Wait, do you think he was dressed up as Sturgeon? To be fair, I thought so. I thought so. If that's what it was, a piss take at Sturgeon, that would have been even more funny if that was what the intention was. See stuff here coming across about Roseanne Barr. She was somebody that got cancelled, the Hollywood actress comedian. Is that a name you've heard of, Cara? Roseanne Barr? Gee. Yeah, yeah, yeah. She did, didn't she? Yeah, she really put Piers Morgan in his place. You know, he didn't have his way with like he has his way with a lot of people. He was not going to have his way with her. But yeah, so this stuff about Costa Coffee. Costa Coffee is getting boycott tweet over picture of young women endorsing mutilation and irreversible surgery of breasts of healthy young girls. Has caused reactions. Lawrence Fox, dear Costa, you're promoting the mutilation of healthy young girls. I hope you're boycotted out of existence. Someone saying here though at bo- boycott Costa Coffee is chanting for no reason other than transphobes throwing tantrums over queer people getting a crumb of positive representation again. Uh, Seeing a drawing of a trans person, not even a photo, sends you into meltdown and somehow we're the snowflakes. But will be interesting to see overall. Will this affect their business? Yeah, I know. I know. It's an easy card to play, is it, to claim you're being transphobic? It's like, no, there's a clear agenda behind doing this. We see your agenda, we see through your BS, and we call a spade a spade. I don't know, to be honest with you. Like I said, I mean, I think I was saying this last night, wasn't I, Cara? It really is a battle between good and evil right now. This, I believe, is some big news here that it says now that Ucoot CEO offers Nigel Farage his personal and business bank accounts back. So it seems to be some good news there. Keep fighting back against the woke culture. Says here though that Farage hits back with legal litigation action and demands apology and compensation for his costs. Quite right. Desensitization. Yeah, exactly. But there is definitely a divide and conquer game there going on. Don't get me wrong. But same time for me, it's like I was just thinking about this earlier. Like, God, I don't have anything against trans people. I mean, that's not me. But I think if you're like 16, 18, that's when you should be making this decision. If you're gonna a very, totally life changing decision, if you're somebody who wants to go from a man to a woman, woman to a man, whatever. But that should be done. You're talking 16 to 18. Probably really 18, would be the right age. And then if you want to get your bits chopped off or whatever the hell it is you want to do, by all means, do it. But don't be pushing this on children, though. I think Maureen could be joining us in a few minutes, Cara. She's just been doing a bit of a going down a true crime rabbit hole. Yeah, absolutely. Faraz should win. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's pretty reasonable to think that, probably 16, if you want to have that surgery, 16 still seems quite a very young age, doesn't it? I would say really 18. No, really at the very, you should really, 18 sounds about right to me. Valo case. Yeah, because this is, well, Maureen said, what was her message to me? That's exactly the same one that Maureen said she was watching, Caravallo. Laurie Vallow Daybell, life without parole. Gee, not good. So she's been sentenced to life in prison for murdering two young children. I didn't know about this one. And this is definitely though, this is like she's guilty as sin, right? There's no like doubt of whether what's happened here. Is she not? Did she not do it kind of thing? I hadn't heard about this one. Hey Maureen, good for you to join us, Maureen. Good to see you. One moment. Definitely guilty as sin. Right, right. That's one maybe I'll take a look into. Like like I've been honest before, I'm not really a true crime person, but I could take a look into that though. Not promising I would do a whole video on it, but I could definitely look into it and then give my take on it. Yeah, when I said not good, by the way, I wasn't meaning not good as in, oh, that's not good for the person. Like I sympathize. I was just when I saw something that's a life sentence without parole, you realize that's some major shit that the person must have done. I mean, not good in that sense, by the way, just in case you misinterpreted that. Yeah, Roseanne is trending. Yeah, I've watched a couple of Roseanne Barr videos, and again, I've heard about her a few years back, and I do really appreciate her. Seems to tell it like it is, you know. I like people who are upfront and don't give a fuck if people like it or not. But yeah, did you hear about this boycott Costa stuff, Maureen? Did you come across that on Twitter? I just came across it an hour or so ago. Apparently, though, they're going cashless, though. Costa is going cashless. So this might be another reason why we ought to boycott them. It's weird 'cause it was cashless for a while and then they stopped it, but this isn't good though. Cashless. Hi, Julio Cass. How are you? Yes. Never bought a Costa Maureen, but you probably that's good if you haven't, because what done is that they have a photograph on one of their Costa Express places. It might be like a smaller version of a Costa coffee, like you've got, you know, your Tesco and then your smaller Tesco Express, you know, like at petrol stations. And it's this person with like blue hair. It's like they're out surfing. They've got short yellow swimming trunks on. It's like then they've got like a Costa, the Costa cup. Because why would you have a Costa cup while you're drinking when you're surfing at the same time? A little bit weird, huh? But anyway, and then you've got they don't have a shirt on, and then you see those marks on their chests. So it's like it was a girl, and now they're trans boy, and they've had their breasts removed. And there's a big thing about this now that and people, it's been trending now on Twitter for a while, good couple hours or so. Boycott Costa Coffee. Good for you to join us, Julia Cass. The latte was warm. Yeah, I tend to drink. Well, I mean, that's the thing. I'll go to Costa and you know have a fine latte, just a nice place there to chill out. I'll go a lot of time on the weekdays. You know, maybe occasionally a weekend, but I don't think they're going to get any business from me now on this. But and I used to like Costa more than like a Starbucks because it didn't seem to be as woke and like lefty kind of establishment. But now that they're a cashless, apparently now they're not accepting cash anymore. And I do believe that. Yeah, the last time I went, they weren't. They were only just accepting card, you know, like contactless card or whatever. Oh, here we go. The adverts. I believe they're going to be coming up in a minute or so. Yeah. Well, it's just revenue thing, you know. It's not the best. We're getting money. We're getting paid on YouTube. I gotta say, but that's on me though. I've got to just be more active and making content. Oh, you're back now. That's good. You like Cafe Nero? Yeah, I got a Cafe Nero as well. If Cafe Nero's really busy though, I'll go to Starbucks. I won't be going to Costa though. Don't think I'll be going anytime soon. It's just the thing though, you know. Just give it time though. Give it a little bit of time, and then you know they'll be, you know, they'll be doing something similar. You know, Starbucks. Some people on YouTube made loads of money. Tyler Tube. I don't think I've heard of Tyler Tube. I just really started with this Duocast. I just made a little bit of money last month. Not much, but it's a start. Because I mean, I just got monetized 2 months ago. Hi, Lenny. How are you, mate? Yeah, barber shops probably they'll tend to be old school with business. So they would just be cash. I suppose the smaller businesses a lot of time will just be cash, and they want like all these card payment thingies that you've got to do. Tyler Tube. Let me just see. I'll take a look. Well, I said I won't take a look. I'll just like search his name up. But he's like a yeah, he's a beard guy with a long beard. Amazon products you didn't know you needed. So he's probably one of these like paid influencer guys, right? He probably gets paid to like test out products and stuff. I'm guessing. Ate the world's hottest jelly beans. He gets pretty decent views on his videos, to be fair. American man. The good old US of A, man. No, Maureen, I didn't watch the Andrew Tate video. Uh, I was going to comment a little bit on some Andrew Tate stuff, but I didn't watch the interview, though. I know there's one conservative broadcaster, Liz Wheeler. She's okay. Liz Wheeler is one of the few people who's actually quite anti-Tate conservative movement. I'm just very surprised, that so many people on the right kind of like just give up their kind of like pro-family principles, for Tate, you know. And why did they do that? You know, I mean, are they really fooled when it comes to Tate of all the bullshit about Matrix, this, that, the other that he comes out with? Or are they just suckers? Are they just clout vampires? They just want clicks, views, money? Is that what it's about? I imagine that's obviously going to be part of it, right? But yeah, it's quite disappointing that people I used to kind of look up to. I mean, there's still certain people. I mean, there's people there that I've spoken to Tate that I do have some time for. I'm not like a fanboy for them, but I do have some time for them. Um, but I don't know, just certain things like that. It's hard for me to overlook, though. Oh, there's actually a rap, Lenny, free Andrew Tate. Remy Lucindi, Cara. Remy Lucidi. Haven't heard that name. Remy Lucidi. A daredevil known for his death-defying stunts has tragically passed away after he reportedly fell from the 68th floor of a building in Hong Kong. Oh, good lord. Good lord. I'm just seeing these videos now. That is just so freaky and scary. And no, I'm not impressed by it. It just scares the fuck out of me. Like, goodness me. Those are the kind of things you have a nightmare about, do you? Like, you have a dream and you're all of a sudden you're on top of like one of those big buildings he's on, and you're just clinging on for dear life, It's like weird. So you've been busy working, eh? It's been a hard day's night for you, Julia Cass. Yeah, it's a waste of a life card, absolutely. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Yep. Mhm, mhm. It's funny, just speaking of dreams, yeah, I remember I was gonna say this before. I had a weird dream a few days ago, right? Who shows up in my dream of all people, right? Uh, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. shows up in my dream. It's like, I don't know, it was like a weekend or something. It's a sunny afternoon, and I'm at a park, right? And I'm playing football with people. And who pops up in the dream? Robert F. Kennedy Jr. And I get speaking to him, and I'm like asking him questions, which I can't remember what I asked. And he's answering them, and he's like nice enough, but he's a little bit standoffish. Uh, and yeah, he showed up in one of my dreams. I was like, that's quite weird. He's a guy though that again, he's a funny one because like, how many people like until 2 or so months ago even knew who Robert F. Kennedy Jr. was? And all of a sudden, he's showing up that he's going to be one of the nominees for the Democrat Party for next year. And he's the guy, though, that all the people that who are really on the right, let's be honest, the right wing people, are giving him attention and giving him praise. And I start to think to myself, you know, sometimes these theories about certain people who are shells and plants, I'm kind of starting to buy into them a little bit. Um, I don't know. To me, though, like a Robert F. Kennedy Jr., it's just like, why don't you just? I mean, to me, I'd personally become a bloody Republican. You know, if more people on the right are giving you time and respect, you probably ought to go to the right. You know, that's how I see it. I just wonder though if he's maybe a plant there on purpose. Is he there to disrupt? To be a disruptor? But I don't know. I'm still not sure about him. Like he comes off very well in these interviews, and I do when I hear him talk about JFK, his uncle, and you think, wow, that's very like he was a different guy, JFK. You know what I mean? JFK actually had he could look at it from the different another part the other country's perspective. You know, he could look at the Soviet Union how they saw things from he could see how their what their perspective of things was. It wouldn't be like Trump today, who would be like, "Oh, America first, fuck everybody else," you know? Or even like how Reagan used to speak, it would be kind of like, communist, filth, whatever. But he was a different type of cat though, JFK. Um, yeah, you can get it's easy to make that mistake with the Kennedys though, Julia Cass, but I I think you've asked me that question before, Lanny, about Michael Barrymore. I can't see it happening, Lanny, unless he gets on one of these two-bit reality TV shows. Well, I mean, there's stuff there about Marilyn Monroe, obviously, that they had a fling, JFK. I don't think he treated her that well, though, to be fair. He kind of, from what they say that he basically treated her like a piece of meat. It's very sad, Julia Cass, but that's true. And the Big Brother house, Andrew Tate. That'll be where they're both trying to resurrect their careers, right? It's funny because, buddy, yeah, I didn't see the Andrew Tate interview, but you had Andrew Tate. Yeah, it was Candace Owens, right? Candace Owens speaking about Andrew Tate, and so Candace Owens was like 2.3 million views in 2 days on YouTube alone and climbing. Find out why. And I replied and I said, people will watch a car wreck despite it not being nice to look at. Yeah, I mean, you can flex all you want about how many views you've got, but again, like I say, car wreck. Well, I remember seeing him in a pantomime in 2006, Lanny. I saw Michael Barrymore. I think he played Scrooge, and it was a pantomime. It was around December 2006 time, and that was him maybe just gradually trying to do something. You know what I mean? And to do some theater work at that time, um, at Christmas, that's can. I mean, again, I kind of money it would be. I don't think it would be like the money he was making when he was on TV at his peak, but I'm sure he was making like okay-ish kind of money doing that theater stuff though. But yeah, Penny Bunny, Penny Bunny. I think she says she's got a lot of dudes hitting on her. She posted a photo of white chocolate digestives, which I thought, oh, they're fine. White chocolate digestives, like they're pretty rare, right? Remember back in the day, like 20 years ago, you got that, was it that white chocolate dream? Like, what happened to that? That was so fine. Don't think you get that anymore. Yeah, that was a classic moment. Galloway dressed up as a cat drinking milk. An infamous moment, one would say. Yeah, the Milky Bar Kid is strong and tough. Da, 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 good enough. Da, 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 da. Milky Bar Kid. I got it right just about, did I? Hi, the Milky Bars are on me. Yeah, this kid, we had blonde hair at our school. Yeah, we called him the Milky Bar Kid. That was one of his nicknames. Oh, we fucking roasted him. Like, oh, we. Just one second, guys. I mean, you never know, Lanny. You never know. You never know. I mean, could I believe that he wasn't actually the one responsible for killing the guy? What's his name? Stuart Lubbock. I mean, yeah, I could believe that, but it obviously doesn't look good when all this stuff's happening. It's his party, they're doing drugs, and everyone's off their head. And you've been to one of his parties. He used to rub cocaine on his gums. Gee. Someone in GBU saying, applaud Carol Vorderman. We need more people like her. Well, that's all well and good, Carol Vorderman getting on a high horse about the Tories, but then, uh, you know, she, I'd love though, would she ever condemn like that Labour MP, the Labour MP that said about, that grooming gang rape victim that, she should shut up for the sake of diversity? Would she condemn that? I don't know if she would though. Covered first ever NTAs. Yeah, I think I remember you mentioning that before, Julia Cass. Yeah. Decided to dump his body in the pool. I don't know, Lanny. Is it not possible he was off his head on drugs and drink? He just fell into the pool and didn't get out? Or, like, I don't know. Andrew Tate, though. Andrew Tate is so bloody active for a guy that's like in the fight of his life in this court battle for, human trafficking and rape and all this other charges. He's so active on social media. And this was something I was meaning to get into a bit earlier. It's like my understanding of Tate's now, he was in prison for he was in a cell, was it for like 3 months or so, and now he's under house arrest, supposedly under house arrest. Don't you think there'd be certain conditions that would prevent him from, not that you could never use social media, but use it within reason? Within reason, he just seems to be very active online, posting stuff frequently, doing stuff, videos, live streams, stuff with his brother, all these like 2 hour, 3 hour interviews with podcasters. You think, don't you think it would be part of like the conditions that he wouldn't be allowed to do these things? You know, reading something here though that apparently in a leaked text message, probably before he became a Muslim, which is all farce anyway, but Andrew Tate convinces a religious woman to forget about God and to become a sex worker. I wonder what Christians and Muslims will think about this. I don't know, just very strange for a guy that, with all the stuff that's going on. And he's tweeting a lot, and I don't know if this is maybe someone else tweeting for him, but Andrew Tate would have only been about 14, 15 at the time, Lenny, of that Barrymore thing. There was an object from the pool used on the victim. Hmm. I know, like Steeples speaks. Matthew Steeples has touched on this stuff with Barrymore, hasn't he, Maureen? Well, with the victim, right? But Tate now is saying, and it's just very weird these things, right? That Tate's posting. My OG Marcel is saying I'm acting too white and core, and that's why they won't let me free, and I should tap into my black calf. And you've got him posing in a photo, I guess, with this friend of his, Marcel. Just weird stuff. And something that he had said to him, oh, you rock it up 10:15 a.m., let them know you're on black man's timing. It's time to tap into the real Andrew, your real genes. It's the only way to beat this thing. Then when they say why you're late, and tell them the justice system's too whack for a black guy, can't brother get a little peace? Weird. This seems very weird to be making a big laugh and a joke about this stuff right now. And all the stuff that Tate's been saying on these podcasts, the interviews, they all these things that he says can and will be used against them. And I'm sure they'll catch him out on a few things. I can see it. They'll catch him out on a few lies. Bound to. He's even commenting on Amanda Holden now, for posting like a bikini picture. It's like so much, so random, these things. Matthew knows the victim's family very well. Yeah, I thought that, Maureen. Yeah, yeah. Jeremy Beadle. Yeah, well, you being friend was a good show back in the day. He was a little bit of a strange one though, wasn't he, Beadle? You have to make your own peace, and he doesn't seem the type. Who are you speaking about, Cara? Who are you referring to there? You should have never ran from the scene. Well, that's maybe a sign there that you're guilty if you're doing that. Oh, Andrew Tate, right, right, yeah. No, no. It must be hard for Tate because I think Tate would love to be just doing what he's always doing about talking about his cars and the money he's got and the women he supposedly pools and all this stuff and all the women he's supposed to be having he has sex with. But now he can't be doing that as much because he has to pretend like he's like now this kind of changed man. He's now a Muslim and he had to kind of change up his image a bit, because he saw this stuff coming, and I mean, it was very strange. Let's face it. I mean, Andrew Tate just came out of nowhere last year. It was about last June, July time I first came across him, and his videos were just getting picked up by the algorithms on YouTube. Um, they were becoming big on TikTok, and these weren't even his videos. These were just people taking snippets of things he had said, putting music on it, and then it just seemed to pick up. But he was very, very calculated in what he did, though, converting to Islam. He knows what he's doing here. Don't be fooled. But a lot of Muslim people want to believe like he's one of us now. He's on our side. Trust me, he's taking you guys for fools. You know. I don't know about Jeremy Beadle, Lanny. I heard that Jeremy Beadle is a Freemason, but I haven't heard anything really else about him though. Um, Gareth Ike, David Icke's son. When you run a hugely successful company selling overpriced coffee, but you can't resist promoting the mutilation of girls. Strange world. Hashtag boycott Costa Coffee. Preach. Gareth Ike's always, for the most part, I was a little bit unsure about him initially, but Gareth Ike, he's one of the good guys to me, though. Yeah, certain people, you just get typecast, exactly, Lanny. Muslim that drinks alcohol and sells sex. Yeah, yeah. People just become Muslim when it suits them, Maureen. Like you guys who are supposedly Muslim, but they were drug dealers, and other guys that like to drink and gamble, sex, whatever. Grr. The Nolans, is it I'm in the mood for dancing, Julio Cast? Is that the one? That was their big one, right? In the prison system, yeah, Cara. Yeah, uh-huh. And don't get me wrong, I'm not anti-Islam, Cara. There's a lot of things I respect about Islam. I had a good few friends in my school days who were Muslim, and I've got not a problem with people who I've got no problem with Islam. Well, the radical parts, yes, but not in general, though. No. Sexy music. Not sure I know that one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know who you're talking about, Lanny. Kim Woodburn. It was Kim Woodburn she had a feud with, correct? Michael Barrymore married in 1978. That young. Yeah, seems a little bit weird, right? Yeah. It was probably one of these things that was an open secret in the industry with Barrymore, right? His sexuality, just like Schofield, I bet. Maybe I'll check out Julia Cass. Is it just a cheesy pop song? Is it Marriage of Convenience? Yep. Mm-hmm. I believe that old Danny boy Dan Wootton is still on GBUs right now. Because there was some stuff I did talk about it in I did talk about it in my live stream last night. But this was the fifth part of the Byline Times, their 3-year investigation into the private and professional conduct of Dan Wootton. And the Byline Times, they can reveal how the Sun and the Mail Online have been protecting their star celebrity journalist. Mail Online knew of serious criminal allegations of a sexual nature about his columnist Dan Wootton in Mail, yet failed to report them to the police and continued to publish his work on 5 occasions. So they knew about this stuff, the criminal allegations, back in May. So around the same, obviously the same time that all that stuff with Schofield was going on. Wootton's former employer, The Sun, also failed to report the same detailed allegations to the police, despite knowing about them since at least the 7th of June, a month before running a controversial front page about a BBC presenter lawfully paying for sexual images. Some stuff there on Dan Wootton. It's actually a good song, is it? Maybe I'll check out. I'll check out later on, see what it's like. Yeah, Kim Woodburn. I mean, Kim Woodburn, she's an individual. I'll give her that, She tells it like it is, She doesn't care who she offends. Elon's got a t-shirt that says, I believe it says I love Canada, but then he's got a suit jacket on and it makes it look like it reads I love anal. He's something else, Elon, isn't he? What do you guys think about Elon overall, though? Good guy, not a good guy? Trust him? Don't trust him? Ah, right, Maureen. So you didn't actually have that X logo before. You were still getting the blue bird logo. Hmm. So Syrian girl, she's another one. She's a Muslim, and she's kind of like a centrist. And she's been telling it like it is about Andrew Tate. I've corresponded with her once before. She's saying to Liz Wheeler, she's one of like the few conservative people who tell it like it is about Tate. She says that thanks for having the guts to bring the truth to light. He is the George Floyd of the right, a drug dealing pornographer who abuses women that people have decided to worship and lionize. He is the Epstein of the right. The Tater tots used to brigade anyone negative about Tate, but they seem to fall more and more silent now. Interesting. Who's Irish but born and raised in Britain? Who are we talking about here? Are we talking about Barrymore? Are you speaking about the Nolan family? They had Irish roots, right? Now I'll take a note of that. Sexy music. I'll look that up. Okay, guys. So I'm gonna wrap this live stream up in a few minutes. So if there's any other comments, any other questions you have, just give me a just leave a note just within about next minute or so, and then I'll wrap this up. Yeah, they were the Jacksons. That was very much a thing, wasn't it? These musical families, Julia Cass. You had obviously there was the Osmonds, you had the Wilsons, the Beach Boys. There was a few. Oh no, anytime Cara, anytime Kaz. Yeah, they've got Big Brother coming back as well, haven't they not? It's going to be on ITV2 in October. It kind of died a slow, painful death, Big Brother, because it went from what BBC Channel 4 to Channel 5 at one point, and yeah, yeah, go make your porridge, Duocast. I know how much you love your food. But all right, guys, I'm going to wrap this up now. So I think I'll be back tomorrow, another one. Maybe try and make it a bit more earlier, but around the 8 to 9 o'clock mark, I think I'll be back again for and do another live stream tomorrow. So thanks very much, guys. Uh, thank you all. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Thanks, guys. See ya.